Alright, first off, most praises to Yahweh Hashem, Shai double honors to the apostles of GMS and all the brothers within the highways and the byways. We do the work of the most and sincerity and in truth. Most shalom. Alright, I just want to make a quick commentary upon and bring out two scriptures upon this incident that in Jamaica with this mother. Basically, I beat her daughter with a machete. Then, enough people say the mother wicked for do that. Then you're not supposed to beat a pitney. Well, you're not supposed to beat a pitney in this system where get set up. Because in this system where get set up, you have laws. Basically, protect your children. You can't really talk rough. You can't really talk soft. So whether she do it, whether she beat the child with a machete, or she use a board, or she use a belt, or she use her hand, then still child abuse in Jamaica. Then because of the laws that get set up by the wicked rulers of this kingdom, where you can't correct a child. Then when the scripture done give the rules and guidelines how to deal with a child. Then so enough people have said this woman wicked, but I don't find no problem with this woman beating her child. Then the problem where she have now have to deal with the laws of the system to protect the child from all that, from all any form of abuse, whether verbal abuse, whether physical abuse. Then, but I don't have a problem because I don't know the situation basically what take place. I mean this mother not gonna just get up and just beat her daughter just like that. Then she must do something. Then and if you say she too extreme because she use a machete to beat her child, the scriptures then you never can deal with what may go going on in the scriptures. Because enough people don't know so them things exist in the scriptures, yo. Then because from the point of view of the scriptures, a child is supposed to get the rod. A child is supposed to get beat if them rebellious, if them don't want to hear, if them don't want to do certain things. Then because you have to keep a child in order. Then so I go into two scriptures to show you what the scripture say about this whole beating. To see if the scripture say if it's a child abuse or not. We're going to hear what the scripture say because at the end of the day that are our standards. The men of the Lord, that are our standards. That's how we have to live by. Then, but as we can say, this lady look like she got through a whole heap of frustration based on this beating. Because this beating, hey, you can see it. You can look in at the video and see it, yo. Then, so we're going to hear what the scripture say about this beating, yo. If it really say if a child abuse or not, because the scripture don't lie. Let me just go into the scripture real quick. The scripture from Ecclesiasticus 26 verse 10. It says, if thy daughter be shameless, keep her in straight lest she abuse herself through over much liberty. So you're not supposed to give them like a girl here too much liberty. Then they're going to abuse themselves. Then you're not supposed to give them too much freedom. You're supposed to keep them in the house and be strict. Then, hey, enough in Jamaica, enough man that say, yo, a father too overdo to them to be too strict on them daughter, but you can't give them too much liberty. You see? Alright, the first scripture, second scripture me going to Salakia. A Proverbs. A couple of them in a Proverbs. See? It's a Proverbs 13. Verse 24. It's a Proverbs better version. It's the Proverbs 13 verse 24. It says, he that spareth his rod hateth his son, but he that loveth him chasteneth him betimes. Hey. The scripture says, he that ate the spirit, the rod, hateth his son. What is a rod? The rod is like a stick, something like a stick we use to drive sheep. Then, a long stick. So yes, the scripture says, he that spirit it, if you use a rod, you eat a son. Because if you see a son go off and no one correct a son certain way, most most children and then hear when they feel a rod. Because if you check back then in Jamaica, I know when parents used to chase them children, you used to have more respect. But from this child abuse and this child care agency come in with this you can't punish a child, you can't talk rough to your child. Them youth don't have no form of respect or discipline or manners. So the scripture says, he that spirit is rod hateth his son, but he that loveth him chasteneth him betimes. Hey, I know this mother beat this child out of love. Next scripture I go to real quick is Proverbs 22 and 15. It says, foolishness is bound into the heart of a child, but the rod of correction shall drive it far from him. So the scripture tells us that foolishness is bound there. A child is bound to do fuckery. A child is bound to do foolishness. But what? But the rod of correction shall drive it far, far from him. Next scripture I go to Proverbs 23 and 14. It said, thou shalt beat him. Start up at top. It said, withhold not correction from the child, for if thou beatest him with the rod, he shall not die. Right, I know this little girl not die because she get up and run. But whatever she get that beating for, I know she not going to do that shit again. It said, withhold not correction from the child, for if thou beatest him with the rod, he shall not die. He said, thou shalt beat him with the rod and shall deliver his soul from hell. So, if you beat a child, if you correct a child, you deliver his soul from hell. It's a correction. It's an open rebuke is better than secret love. Right? So nothing wrong with a ass whipping, yo. Next scripture. This next scripture I go for. It's heavy. Not everybody can understand what the scripture really deal with, and not everybody can take what the scripture really say. This is Deuteronomy 21 verse 18. It says, if a man have a stubborn and rebellious son, which will not obey the voice of his father or the voice of his mother, and that when they have chastened him, will not hearken. Say if you have a stubborn son, if you have a rebellious son, we're constantly a chasing, if we're constantly a beat with the rod, and him still do the things them I'm not supposed to do, and you constantly do that. This is what the scripture says. It said, then shall his father and his mother lay hold on him, and bring him out into the elders of the city, and to the gate of his place, and they shall say unto the elders of his city, this is our son, is stubborn. This our son is stubborn, Salakia, and rebellious. He will not obey our voice. He is a glutton and a drunkard. And all the men of his city shall stone him with stones that he die. So shall thou put evil away from among you, and all Israel hear and fear. So that's what the scripture says, and that is extreme. That is even more extreme than the beating with this machete. But we live in our system now, right? Where if you put it on, you can't correct a child. The child have more power than the parents. You can't correct a child verbally nor physically. Because the child can say a child abuse and you will go to prison, you will go to jail. And if you abuse, if you are chasing your child and me as a neighbor here, according to the law in Jamaica here, and don't report you, me can pay a fine of over $500,000. So that's how the power with this wicked and corrupt system give the child, them take away the child the power and authority from the parents and give it to the child. You see? And I now feel now about this beating where this little girl I get. You see? Hey, the Most High do all things, whatever she I get now, she deserving of it, yo. You see? The scripture said, no evil shall happen to the just, but the wicked shall be filled with mischief. You see? Based upon whatever wickedness where this little girl do, whatever evil she do, you see? Hey, she get her fine asking feet, and she is worthy and deserving of it. Zine, and only like that, report the pages them out on the Bible. Zine, but you have a wicked and unjust system. Zine, you have the men them who run this system, set laws. Zine, we're corrupt and unjust. And the scripture said clear and plain, the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. That's why we can't wait for leave and depart this wicked and unjust kingdom. Zine, so hey, that I'm just my say, my views. Zine on this topic. So with that, I just want to say all praises again to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai and double honors to the apostles and all the brothers within the highways and the byways where they do the work of the Most High in sincerity and in truth. They continue push, Zine, because the day dry at night. Zine, we can't wait for leave out of this wicked and unjust system. Zine, so with that, I want to say shalom.